We're here at the Gator Nationals. It's the after party. We stepped inside and we got Mr. Canonizado, William Canonizado, and his famous son, Marc. Marc, can we see your new do? Is it
sure,
under?
Actually, it's
oh wow! It's
been
all
up the whole night.
Oh,
but now it is down.
That's great. Marc
it's kind of like Superman with his two identities.
Marc had the tallest hair in the building all day today, and of course walks away with another title.
Thanks.
So. Father's Day, Battle of Atlanta weekend this year. So we're talking to the famous dads and the famous champions about the relationships with dads. And William, maybe you can tell us: did you start Marc in martial arts, or did he come to you and say he wanted to do it?
Well, initially, when he was 3 years old, he started asking me to teach him what I practice all the time, and I keep telling him, "Hey, you're still young. You should wait." And finally, I gave up.
Now, were you just training at that time, or did you already have a school at that time?
Well, I was just training.
Just training yourself?
Training myself.
I see.
Course, and finally gave up, and I told him, okay, let's start, working out. And I took him to a local, martial arts school right next to me, not next to our neighborhood. So.
Yep.
And that was the start.
Wow. And that was how many years ago now?
Oh my God.
Wow.
That was
what, maybe 4 or 5?
Yeah, you were 5 years old.
Yeah. And what are you now?
I am 25.
20
now.
years old.
Oh, wow. So it's about the same time, maybe not quite as far back as Kalman. Kalman started with us when he was 3. So,
right.
And what is he? Is he 25 now as well?
He is. I believe he's 26. Maybe.
Yeah. So about the
he's
same.
a little older than me.
And his dad had to sit with him on the floor for the first 10 lessons. So I taught Kalman when he was 3, his first lesson. So now, when did you see this competitive flair come out in Marc?
Well, he started, there's a instructor where the school he goes to, and, he used to compete. And they asked me to take him to competition, and sure enough, I took him, and he took second place, and that was the start.
Second place at what age?
He was like 7 years old.
Wow, 7. So you've only been competing for 18 years now. Wow.
Right.
And now you've taken that skill of yours, which is just truly incredible, and you've taken it to Los Angeles now, and you're sharing it with the West Coast, are you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Been there for about a year now. It's not anything different from what I started challenge-wise in NASCAR.
Yeah.
It's quite the same. Everything applies. You go out there and you try to make yourself the best. You train, you work, you compete against other people. It's on a much larger scale, but in all, it's all the same. If you really are driven in the real world when it comes to entertainment like that, and you're driven in here to be the best, it just carries right over. So I think NASCAR helped me a lot. It tuned me very well to fit into that type of lifestyle, and I think that's one of the keys that's helped me in my year being there excel to the point that I'm at now.
Did you have any idea when you started him in martial arts what an impact it would make on both your lives?
No, not really. I just, I was just making him, hey, you want to do something, you want to do it right, and you want to be the best. And that's what I always explain to him, that when you do something, try to do the best. And anything you do, whether it's in school or in sports or anything that you do, try to be the best.
And then I see you've shared that with so many other of the young kids that you're bringing around to the tournaments now as well.
Yes, sir.
So it's amazing the kind of impact that you've had on so many lives. We appreciate you guys visiting with us, and we'll be certainly pleased to spend that Father's Day weekend with you guys in Atlanta.
Absolutely.
Glad to be there. We will be there.
Take care, sir.